There we goes. YouTube's live. I think went too high too early. Hey, Mamaruzi. How you doing?
Mamoru alaviivasan just resubbed for 75 months. Ello o.
Thank you very much for the 75. I swear it's saying more Finnish than it ever used to. Thank you for that. How you been? Yeah, ever since I touched it, because there's a whole bunch of new AI generated ones now, and ever since I touched it, I changed it to the new one, and the new one's too good. The old one, the one that's currently set to, it was just the right amount of broken for it to be amazing. Yeah. Oh, well, things happen. Oh. Okay, then. Well, I hope it's, I always struggle with the words for these things. I hope it works out. I think that's probably the... Yeah. Fun things that are new? A car. Ooh. So you can make like the traffic here and join the experience. Also, it's already actually a minute past, so I'm just going to skip that part and just go straight into here. And then we can say, how we doing? Hello. There's a bit of a traffic jam here. Mamoru, you can join the traffic that's here and extends all the way over there. Yeah, I actually did this upgrade for the thumbnail purpose. Before I put that in, the tailback was halfway underneath the tunnel all the way back to here. It was actually a huge traffic jam that this thing had caused. Hello there, Sullerwolf. How we doing? So yeah, there's quite the traffic jam going on. You did yesterday? Wasn't fun? Everyone does it, and for some reason, it's just not fun, is it? Just driving in traffic in general. But yeah, this in particular is particularly bad with traffic. I mean, it's not surprising. I did kind of leave this as it was. Ooh, Michelle. I did kind of leave this just as it was until I figured out the trunk stomps. Which I did figure out, by the way. It turns out I was actually really close to the answer. Which is kind of embarrassing. I was really close to the answer. I was just a little bit off. Wee, calm down. So, I'm just thinking... Well, I'm procrastinating because I'm holding a cup of coffee right now and I want to drink it. Like that. And then... I think this is the worst offender, so it's probably worth fixing relatively early on. Oh, and there's another side note. Tangential side note. If I can find some truck jeeps. The old Peterbilts, because they're looking a little battered now. They're all... Oh no, those are upgraded. Why don't I check the vehicle list? That would make a hell of a lot more sense, wouldn't it now? You know, if you filter by trucks and then filter by age, you know, we've got some of these over here which are a little clapped out. What are they? They're only 25 years old. I mean, that feels like it's, you know, only halfway through its life so far. But still, we're going to replace these. I have the Kenworths now. So this was the thing I was sort of holding out for. But I wasn't seeing. Oh, that's a tipper truck. Yeah. So this thing holds, what, 30 versus this thing's... Okay, it's their equivalent. Main thing is it has the stake wagons, the tankers, and the tippers, which actually hold more than, I think these... Never mind. I thought they did hold more. These are the deluxe ones. It turns out they didn't have the deluxe thing ticked. Well, I'm going to pop the Kenworths there. Which is funny because it's a flat front, which is... normally associate Kenworth for being the Peterbilt style. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, so I was holding out for DLC stuff, but DLC stuff wasn't there, and now it is there. I fixerated the thing, and now it's all good. Additional idiots on the road recently seems like it's more bad. I swear that's became a combination of the Yank tanks proliferating and COVID. I think it feels like it's had an effect. And no car for 2 years. That's a fair while. Oh yes, that's right. After last time, yeah, the ice wasn't a very good contender for here. And so I left these running for a little while. Just sort of tidying up the tail ends of last time. Where are we? We want to sort by name, I think. What are you, 32? Oh, good. It's 27. I was going to say, you're looking a little low. The fast ones are holding their own. Look at that. PAX 2 at 91 million. It's doing some work. These, however, are not real. They're still not making money. They're consistently losing money. How old are those vehicles? They're still very good. I'll give them a little bit more time. These are barely making money. What about you? You were an experiment. 4 million. Yeah, I think it's an improvement. So I switched. So in between last time and this time, I actually switched them to the speed dance because what was attractive was it was 9 million maintenance instead of 11 million maintenance. But it's still not great. Having said that, though, now that the DLC is actually, a few things. The Metro Liner actually doesn't expire, and it's a very competitive. I mean, the capacity is low, but the speed is good, and the maintenance is cheap as hell. Hearing someone call them ice makes you cringe. ICE? How about point lifters? Or is that probably rubs the wrong? that's kind of morbid, that one. And technically, it was the track that was faulty, and the train just was it the no? It was the it was actually the train. Yeah, Intercity Express. Yeah, I was trying to remember what it was, and I just couldn't think of it. I was like, yep, Intercity Express. That's the one. Speaking of Intercity Expresses, I have this one now too. It's actually also very. It's got good capacity. Speed's alright. It's in a similar class to the Metro Liner, and the maintenance cost is low. So I actually think this would be a decent. Yes, it was the they had the in the train wheels. I'm trying to words it. You know, they had the solid center and then a rubber gasket and then the outer tread. Didn't it also scoop up a check rail? I thought it scooped up a check rail as well. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, the wheel broke and it spun out in a tangent up through the body. And then I seem to remember it also snagging a check rail, but I might be remembering a different one now that I'm saying it out loud. Because what I was remembering before was it actually just ripped a check rail. It was something with the wheel and it ripped a check rail. Yeah, it was the broken wheel. So I'm thinking of something else. Because it was what split it was that it was going across a set of points and it because it had no the wheel was broken. It just decided to multi-track drift at what 200 kilometers an hour or something. 150. Stinky diesel for the Intercity. The British love a stinky diesel. A loud stinky diesel. But the point that I was making was that its capacity is good. Its maintenance costs are good. The Metro Liner performed really well. So I want to try these out. In place of the Intercity Ices. There you go. That's even more cringe, calling it an intercity ice. I'm not actually sure when the... So I don't have access... Doesn't seem like I have access to the TGV Atlantique yet. But I think that's introduced a little bit later. Actually, I think it is a 2004 vehicle. Gates are still going down. I've already gone through. So yeah, we'll pop those on there, see how that performs in a little while. So, the thing to be dealt with is this. So in summary, in Intercity, just IC. Okie dokie. Where are you all going? What a labyrinth of stuff. Anyway. So, the thing that I was very close to being on the verge of when I was doing this is that these just needed to be a teeny tiny bit longer. A bit like that. Yep, just like that. So that a truck can stack behind it. This is the list of items that I have learned from seeing others. It was funny seeing like shorts and it was basically doing what I'd done. It was like, huh, that's interesting. So yeah, so the trucks can stack behind. They can sort of... It really should have it like another one, but, you know, details. It's just funny that they still stack tail back behind each other. The other thing was... If I can... Well, there's actually a few things. So normally this does that, you know, takes away the color if you want to see all the lines. It turns out... these filters here double up on the filters, so you can just do that. Now everything's in full color again. You know, full color line overlays. It's unfortunate there isn't an actual line overlay button. That's a separate issue. Now you, where are you going? Probably going to come out here. Yeah, there it goes. So what I want to do, as far as that goes, well, first of all, we're going to delete that. We're going to delete that. Configurate. Now, what we want is a bunch of street outlets. We want 1, 2, 3, I reckon. Then 1, 2, 3, like that. I can't believe, I genuinely can't believe I didn't notice this too, by the way. Then we want a road going over there. We want to link these together. Then we want to link, well, maybe the other way around. We want to link these together. I'll flip you so you're the right way. Then the last thing we want is actually a waypoint. Now, I may have done this slightly wrong, but we'll see. And show, manage vehicle, manage line, I mean. So you want to go to 16 with the option of going down to, not those ones, please and thank you. Or you, or you, or you, you. We just want those three. And yeah, and so now, they're going to come out here. 24, 15, 16. What is this other line? Yeah, so you, those three go there. Crude 1. Similar dealio. I reckon use the same 3, 14, 15, 16. And so I didn't even need to set the waypoint. They're actually using this outlet straight away. So now the traffic's divided up. It's not all trying to all use the same all. Can I say all any more times? They're not trying to all use the same innie and outie. And this is good. You could actually take it a bit further, potentially, and have an innie like right there. And so that they dodge even more stuff, but I'm probably not going to do that. And straight away, this place, this place isn't having traffic issues. The only downside is that is getting a bit in the way. Yeah, I think that'll do it for now. Because, yeah, everything is sort of working consistently. I'll probably need a... Who was the blue one? You. That one will benefit from a waypoint. So I pop a waypoint right there. Goods Finchley. We go via you. See, now they're not trying to drive out that way anymore, which realistically shouldn't have been there in the first... I mean, it shouldn't be there in the first place. But that'll help that along. And so now I just need to apply this to all the other truck stops. And that should help... Should get things a little bit more orderly. On top of that, I need to overhaul all my trains because they're all a little ancient now. You are actually looking pretty good. I think you're actually looking a little clapped out now. Yeah. Getting a little tired. But I'm not going to do that just yet though. So if I chug down here, chug-a-lug-a-lugga down here. Yeah, so this one, again, the traffic has always been a bit tricky. But we need to give it a bit of attention soon. It's actually interesting, by the way, is that by doing it all, like by breaking it up and having multiple ins and outs for the trucks, I've sort of inherently made many smaller truck stops instead of having one big one. Just in a really, at least that's how it feels, in a sort of roundabout way. Yeah, there's a side issue here is getting quite busy. Yeah, these big freight trains, goods trains are starting to become a bit of an issue. Although it seems to have cleared itself, having said that. So that's another thing to deal with. Actually, and the last thing, while I think of it, just quickly, is I've been doing a little bit of redevelopment testing as well on Rye while I was experimenting with that stuff. And what I'm trying to do is sort of push the residential back away from the station, because it was all along here before. And it seems to be working. So if I just keep this under control, that's a Tuckabear.
Tahkeibe just resubbed for 90 months. 3 digit here e-com.
3 digit indeed. Thank you very much for that. What was it? 90 months. A big old 90 months. Thank you very much for that. How you doing? So yeah, I also gridded up this a little nicer as well. It's quite interesting how how deep the rabbit hole is for building towns in this. And it's something that doesn't hugely interest me. Yeah, there you go, you're sort of expanding. I very highly suspect most of this isn't covered. Since because the commercial industrial was all back there before. Yeah. Yeah, it's barely covering it now. Okay. Yeah, I better redo all of these actually. Alright, you're gonna go there. Then there. And then there. Switch the tablet and chill from there. See you next time. Possibly. Alrighty. I'm not actually sure when next time will be. I'm actually. It's a bit of a side note for future things. I'm hoping to do. I wanted to do the next round of Monster Bash last night, but I had a few things going on, so I couldn't. So keep an eye out for a one of those. I suppose for Germany it would be a daytime stream, or Europe it would be a daytime stream, but for me it would be an evening stream. Alright. Now. You... I'm not going to go there anymore, and you're not going to go there anymore. Now, you're going to come into there, in, around, and through. And with a bit of luck, that'll keep you away from the trams. We don't want you, and we don't want you. Now, how does the trams look? I haven't actually been checking on the trams. I did spot a few that got quite busy. Oh yeah, I also added this big main street as well. And you want a nice curvy bit of road so that the tram can move across a little nicer. One of the things that's sort of hurting the trams is there's a lot of intersections and very tight corners. And it needs sort of dealing with. At least I'm going through the core of the city, that's alright. Alright, so I'll leave that be for now. And it's a similar story here, like this tram network is very obsolete. I kind of don't want to have to deal with it though. Again, town management, not really interested in. Not my thing. Well, it looks like the trams are doing alright. You're potentially, yeah, you're overloaded. What trams are you? Very obsolete ones. You're those. 27. I mean, I could bump them to that. 45. There. Just make up for it in capacity. It's basically a train that runs through the city. At this point, there's so much capacity. I might need to set up multiple tram lines, I think. Just going to each of the different quadrants or something. Or maybe even just have a second tram line that runs in reverse. There's all things to deal with. Alright, this is the next victim. You. How are we going to deal with you? I think that's already long enough. Because, yeah, I'd already sort of hit that pretty well. I think I did also divide... yeah, I did divide these up pretty nicely. How did that look? So, oh, over one more. I mean, technically that one is where it should be there. What am I doing? I need this thing. And then I need that there. And perhaps that there. And that there. Where do these lines go, actually? First and foremost. Where do you go? Okay, you go back up that way. So, the reason why I was curious is that I wanted to see which way I actually needed to go, and it is, in fact, that way. Make sure that behaves. Dive over the top of the railway track there. In theory, the hope and the dream is that they would actually come out this way. There. Alright, if any... yeah, the brown one wants to go that way. Which is kind of strange because that makes no sense. I want the sort of pink one going down that way. I don't actually want the brown one going that way. They should go this way. It's unfortunate like the single lane makes the most sense, but unfortunately it's a bit crappy for the job at hand. It's only like 30 k's or 50 k's or what is it? 30 k's, yeah. It's actually quite slow. Alright, how about now? Okay, so Brown wants to go out that way. Except for those there that want to spin round. I'm going to turn right and merge into traffic jam on city entrance 100%. Makes the most sense, doesn't it? Just turn right onto across traffic on a main road. Alright, now I need to do is just get this to come in. It seems fairly like superficial. A lot of what the traffic management you can do seems fairly superficial. Yeah, so red ones that are sort of hurting it. But if I could just get them to split up a little bit more, that should help. There. I mean, it ain't pretty, but it gets the job done. I mean, this one isn't even where the worst of the traffic is. We haven't even tackled the troublemaker. And I am also incentivized to make inter-town traffic as miserable as possible for private commuters. By all accounts, where are they actually going? Come to think of it, because they're coming down from Bradding to Hoddles. Yeah. So maybe I do need a dedicated... I don't have a dedicated train line. Maybe I do need one that comes down from Bradding to Hoddleston. It's also interesting that they want to go to Twadden for commercial, which is kind of impressive. We're doing two-sided road. I did a... that one... did I do a two-lane road there? Oh no, it's one lane. I did a two-lane one there because I wasn't sure, but yeah. Yeah, it's better. I've been trying to understand how to do the large truck stops, but it seems like there isn't really that much you can do in practice outside of just making them long enough so two trucks can stack up behind each other and then have waypoints with dedicated exits. That seems to be the limit of what you can do outside of just making more of them and physically separating them. That's the conclusion of what I learned. If anything, to help traffic, what I want to do is get the cars out of here completely and just completely isolate it. But at the same time, I'm sort of incentivized not to. No, this one's the real troublemaker. I need to tackle this one. Which, again, it's... that one's going to be annoying to fix. I did only sort of half do it, though, as well, which doesn't help. Alright, first things first, we get rid of that. Redo the road a little bit. There. What do we want? We want large country road. Or I would like a large country road. We'll just grab maximum tongues from the station. Not that I intend to really connect it directly to the station. Make it a bendy-wendy. Just chisel out the hill's cliffside a little bit. Yeah, it's probably a little bit deeper than necessary, but oh well. And then you come in about there. That's what I'm thinking, and then yeah, just extend that to there. You got like dedicated lanes to go which way. Just take money from them. Yeah, just build, just chuck down some tollways. There you go. That's the ultimate way to make money from the private transport, is just chuck some tollways on. There's an idea. Conceivably, I want 0. And I also want an actual thingy. So what was it? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it was 7. Like that. Just need to just add as many lanes as the game will let me, at least without mods. And then see how we do. Much furious clicking later. Factorio Experience says no crossings, no problems, no left turns, just straight and right. Yeah, you want to minimize crossings and or any kind of traffic conflict you want to try and eliminate. It's like that. There, we'll copy that. Hang on, I can scroll wheel that. 90. I don't want to do that just yet. I think this gets into more City Skylines territories with traffic management. Now, thankfully, because I have 60 billion in the bank, we can use a little. We can spray on a little bit of Mountain Be Gone. Yeah. The unfortunate downside with medium difficulty on this is it's still just a little bit too easy. There we go. And smooth it out a little bit. Just pretend like we weren't even there at all to, you know, destroy the mountainside a little bit. And pull that one down just to make it look less dramatic. Again, like I wasn't even here. Oh, you want to click on that, are you now? Now the risk that I have is that it doesn't connect to that, which would be very inconvenient. Oh. It's going to be a lot of work, but I'm going to have to just do it manually. You can also plug into there. I hope it isn't too far away. It is too far away. How close do you need to... you really want to be hanging off that. Alright then. Change of plan. How can I get that a little closer? That is the question. About there. Or the one that we want. It could be as simple as dedicating the trucks for going to the industries to one side, and then the trucks for the towns to the other side, or something. But yeah, the problem that I see with this is that the truck stops, you can't stop the trucks from interfering with each other. You don't have that sort of fine control. So it seems like there isn't that much in the scheme of things that you can do to really manage the traffic. What was that? 2, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5. I'm counting the light poles and I was like, am I just confused? Although I think it was actually 6, but we'll see what happens when we get there. They fit? No. Come on, autosave. There you go. Those will be temporary. I hesitate to say it, but they will be temporary. Alright, yeah, you're coming from over there. Now, the thing to bear in mind, that I'm saying this out loud to continuously remind myself, the thing to bear in mind is anti-clockwise. Always be anti-clockwise. It's the only thing that matters. Anti-clockwise. 1, 2, 3. There. Let's see. Dedicated outputs. About there. The come on, game. About a different angle. Will you do it with it? Nope. No, you won't. Now will you? You're annoyingly crossing. That works though. How do they look now? They're still trying to all cram into there. I think that doesn't work because they want to go that way. And I actually do have these the wrong way around. Alright. This is going to get very fiddly. Yes. 7, 8, and 9. I'll make it 7 and 8. Yeah, and see they pile in together and go out that way. Machine factory, you're way, way over that way. And oil refinery comes from that way. Send you to 9 with the option of 10. But again, they come in the same one. Suppose I could have made the... You know what? Good point. I've convinced myself. Make that 10. Take away 9. And go 11... 12. Although you don't want to... That should be an innie, I thought. No, it's an outie. Oh. Hate it when it does that. It's going to require a whole lot of faffing. So an innie. Large country road. But at the same time, it's happy with that. And that. Somehow that works. There we go. See, now it's happy with that. Alright, machine factory. To Twatton. You want to go to 17 with the option of 16 and 15, I'd say. And that one, you want to go like all the way over to 1. And basically go to any of these. That goes for both goods lines. You want to go to 1 and share with all of those. Like that. I've got a few spots unused, but it'll work. And then, what we want, where is it? Configure. We want Audi there. We actually want multiple, like that. Yeah, and I need to switch these over so that they're, where is it, street access? You're an innie, not an Audi, and you're an Audi, not an innie. And hopefully, I actually made something sensible out of it. I mean, whether I actually did remains to be seen, so we'll see how we do. Now, is anyone? No, they're not. I mean, it makes sense. They can't. Gotta go in through there. I suppose also the final piece of the puzzle is having this come out and around like that, and then out to say there, but carve up the mountain. Yeah, determined to come out this way. Yeah, you're going in there. All right. That is more of a problem. The fact that they act like... Oh, they're probably going around there. Let's see. Yeah, you're... The goods one there. Because it sort of wants to go there as well. It really needs to be coming in here. You see how these are crossing over. In fact... that. Flip that. Flip that. Yeah, there we go. I mean, they still cross each other there, but it's the improvement. Goods. Tavistock. 6, 7. Shouldn't be going to 7. Yeah, that's better. You're going there. And you're going there. And yeah, and if there wasn't as much traffic coming through here, then they would have a much easier time getting out. And to fix that, is really just a matter of just moving that highway completely. And just getting the cars to not share that area. I mean, I think that's had a fairly dramatic effect already, because there's not as many cars piling up. Although I think it's because all the trucks are piled up here trying to get out now. But I'll take any improvement. I guess now just a matter of observing. Yeah, they can't get out enough now. Remember how I said waypoints? I think this is one of those times. And I suspect this being here is probably all it needs. Like that. And it should, yeah, see now it'll peel out and around. Now to get the tool trucks off the line. That one of the, oh yeah, that's one of the new trains. It's got the big boxcar things. For the size of them, they don't really carry that much. Kind of surprising. Alright, I'll let that deal with itself for now. And then we'll come back to that. But you're looking a little sad. Wrong one again. Yeah? What was that? 24. I think that's just maximum length. What is it? It's a GG1, which I think is expired now. You were 7 million a year. 3450. Is it this one? A little bit more. I mean, that's including the vehicles, the tanker wagons. And then there's this one, 4,200. 200 versus our. Yeah, I'd probably give it a go. Seems like a bit of an all-rounder loco. I forget where it sits in the tier list. I think that tier list poo-pooed this loco a bit. I don't remember. There's too many to keep track of. There's like 90 vehicles when you combine them all. It's probably a little overkill as well. Ooh, another one. RA2. I forget when the vehicles stopped coming. Something like 2020. Alright. So, another little odd job. Well, two little odd jobs have come up. Well, one of them was always intended. As I keep correcting myself. So I need a bit of a link from Tavistock to Ripon. I think these... Yeah, Ripon to Tavistock. It's already 100%, and there's not a lot. What about you? 141. It's got a pretty good line already. I've always been a bit marginal on that one, but I think this one, right, to Bradding. See, this place is looking pretty good now. But again, it's always been a little marginal, setting up a line from here all the way up to there. I mean, I suppose it'd work. I'm not sure how I'd do it though. It would probably have to come from there and then around. I've just always been a bit on the fence with that one. Alright, how about you? We've got a bit of a traffic jam there. I think the real question is, how are these truck stops looking? That's the real question. Like, are these actually loading up? See, that's overloaded. What do you carry for 30? You're 30, so you actually should be carrying those. 9, 10, 11, 12. Add 4 more. It's one of those things that I need to focus more. Like, I need to be more structured with, is just adding a few vehicles and then building up. It doesn't matter if it's overloaded, like if this thing's overloaded at the end of the day. It just means there's more potential. I mean, it is potential that's wasted, but it means that there is more potential, and you can it's easier to ramp up than it is to just go straight for gold. You know what? Large country road. Just like that. Easy. It's just funny how they're diving over right here. Actually, I wonder if I go the even bigger road, if it would let me. What would that look like? Two left, one right, okay. It's just looping around. Diving over. I swear an asymmetric road would actually be useful. Because then you have 2 lanes there, 1 lane here, and then like this bottom lane would dive into that entrance, and then this lane would dive into the other entrance. It'd be a little less awkward. Oh, I just had a big sneeze. It's just random oil for the oil refinery. Yeah, I'll let it settle in for a little while longer. Where do you go? T2, T4. You're actually a fairly long distance one. That's, I need to stay focused a little bit. Alright, how are you looking? Seems fine. It's funny too, because I never really got all this stuff connected up. Oh, would you look at that? There's barely any traffic to be seen now. What did you just see? Was a bird floating over the top? Yeah, it was a bird. Hello there, it says. It's all machine factory. Now, I should do it. I was sort of saying it, and I didn't follow through on it. Or I didn't follow through on it. Was oh, just random bits of track. Leftovers. There. Which one's that one? Alright, let's bring it down to normality. Digital GM. Game Master. How you doing? Okay, hop over like that. Alright. Bring this round this way. Make you... Oop. Where'd it go? Dang it. Sometimes trying to click on the menus can be painful. There we go. That's a little more sensible. I'm just trying to make it so it isn't too... Like, I realize I am drilling just giant point-to-point tunnels, but I'd like to at least have some semblance of sanity. As much as it'll allow. Part of the reason why I avoid trucks is because of the conga line that you end up having. I'm gonna link this up. Sort of want to put it behind where the trucks go. I mean, I could sort of eyeballing potentially coming in over here as well. I mean, the town's basically built a road over the top, as it is. But a bypass road that lashes into here wouldn't be a terrible idea. I just have a road that does something like that, ideally. In theory, them AIs would be able to say, oh, you want to go around that, and go around it. Or so the evangelicals go. God dang it. He really wants to draw that arc. There you go. Like, I could just do that. And you know what? I'm going to do that. And so, yeah, the cars should just go round the truck stop now. Funny thing is it being a higher speed road, they probably will continue to choose to use that road. Did I actually make that the wrong one? I think no, that's a medium. And I'll reduce that down. I see some cars using it. I suspect it's just down to the ones that are coming along here have already started their journey, and so they're going to continue using that path, whereas over here you know, they started their journey over here, where the tunnel entrance, where the bypass is much closer, so they are using it. And it could make it the bigger one, just to also encourage them to use it. So random. A fair few trucks on that already, and it's still not enough. Alright. What I need to do, I've sort of been slacking on it, and I need to like really tie in more of the industries, because I still haven't really done that. 379. I haven't actually been checking on this lot. Yeah, it's a fairly simple line, but it's busy. Oh wow, those are ancient. What are you? 160, 3170, 2000, 2 million, 2,700,000. Loading speed of 1x? I suppose they don't load anything. 300, 280, 4,000. I think just raw power is the better way to go. And the China Railways is probably better, but this one's just a little bit more cheaper. What are you? You're all open wagons. Put you over to this one. There we go. Implant. Iron coal. Interesting. It gets the job done. I mean, I guess it doesn't have enough consumers. 2005 is that kind of in-game? Pretty much. There's... I mean, what I should really do is just crank this up to 2020. I think the last vehicle is 2015. I basically don't play this game past about 1970 anyway, so I don't actually know what... I don't really know what happens after even 1990 in this. But had a few new things. I'm pretty sure there's another high-speed train, that's why I say it. There's one of the Chinese high-speed trains comes up in like 2012 or something. 2012 or 2015. Yeah. Yeah, these can probably be replaced. How does that actually compare? The SD40, 3,000, 1.8. I mean, it's a more expensive overall loco, but I think it is worth the cost to upgrade. It's probably not in a hard mode game. That's what I was trying to think of. The issue that I'm worried about right now is running out of platforms for trains to be shoved into. Food. Almost need to make these trains just mega trains as well. What do we want? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Works. And I've got the 2 platforms dedicated to trains coming in, but it's probably better now, but it's, see, they sort of alternate. They interleave. Yeah, 'cause the next one's coming down already. But I think as long as they're fast enough, it's probably okay. Alright, so we want to change this over as well. Give you an upgrade. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ultimate station rebuild? Just the thought of the lag puts me off it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, 319 just barely fits. Well, actually, it fits plenty in here, but it doesn't in the other one. That one needs attention. I've sort of... Line 1. I guess you'd be lumber 1 then. Should actually extend out there, but I haven't done that. There's some lines that have not seen some attention in a very long time. Newbie, hello. Wakey wakey, that thing. Oh, there was some Peterbilts. Still in the list somewhere. Just one off, yes. What do we want? We want trains. 25. How are you 25 years old already? Oh, yeah, because I got that on turbo speed. We want the very bads, though. Transport Fever 2 from May 2021. Ooh, long time player. I've only just now really started getting into the hardcore sort of builds. I've always played it fairly casually. Alright, next one. I'm going to leave the site-to-site ones on purpose. If only there was a way to... I could pick these through and group them and do them in bulk. It would probably save a lot of time. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I forget when I actually got this game. Also, there's also a reminder, this game's been out for a very long time. Now, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Those numbers were chosen with a specific reason in mind. That's why I'm counting them out. You're losing money. Oh, that one. This one hasn't seen some love in a long time. Oh, there you go. There's another tram. 100 Ks. That's a goer. Yeah, normally I don't really get to this stage of the game. Oh no, it's still 17. I was going to say I might reduce it down because the advantage of the RE is it's a cheap loco to run. It's decently powerful. And it's also very short, so it's a very good all-rounder, even if it isn't stat-wise amazing. That's lines. So who is the money pit? T1 chemical plant. You're also a money pit. Now, multi-units. RA2. See, it's very cheap to run. But this thing seems like a very effective train. 88 versus 99. I think it just wins on sheer capacity. Although this thing's got a deep... Look at that loading speed. That's ridiculous. That thing will just churn through people in no time. It's funny that Railbus is still available. It goes out in 2010. You go out in 2014. Apparently, this thing is a reskin of the Shinkansen. It's exactly the stat-wise. It's exactly the same. Interesting. Stat-wise, it's exactly the same. As far as the internal numbers go. Yeah, thank you for the follow there. Apparently, these are the same. As far as performance goes, this has a lower top speed than this one. I'm not sure really what difference that makes though. I still like the idea of the Metroliner. That one's been I didn't expect it to be as good as it is. I'm surprised. It's a good performer. Now I'm getting a little ahead of myself. I wanted to see line. So how's this? So look at that, 10 million now. That lower maintenance cost has really increased its profit margin. So I think this thing isn't amazing. You know the Shinkansen? Ooh, I mean it's it's probably not so much now, but it was even back in like the 90s, it was a big deal. It was like, oh, it's the Japanese bullet train. This thing's big deal. I think later on the TGV sort of eclipsed it. What do we got now? More new stuff. I'm playing with all of the vehicles for every climate unlocked. I do somewhat regret that choice. But it does mean that I'm getting to play with stuff that I wouldn't normally ever see. Let's pause that for a moment. Who else? 108 years. When you start screwing with the date speed, things get really weird. You can give me some Shinkansen mods. Is that the So I think there's one on the workshop that gives you the later models, because that's you only get access to the original one in this. Now, 66 years old. That actually reminds me. Where is the Atlantique? Because there's what is it? There's like 5 of them, I think. At least, oh, there's 700. That's sort of implying that there's even more than that. Because I remember there being 5 of them. Because yeah, this is the Series 0, which is fairly basic by today's standards. Because yeah, they got one which has a much more pronounced front now. Or even that's not actually that new. And then the Metroliner. I didn't actually know much about this thing until like 5 or 6 years ago or something. That it was the Metroliner was US's answer to the Japanese bullet train. So the thing that I was just looking for, where is it? There should be a blue one. And I don't know where it is. I mean, I got the rest of the DLC, or the deluxe stuff enabled, but it's not shown up. I don't know if it's... I thought it was like a 2000s thing. I mean, it's the same as the orange original, but it's just a reskin. Like, it's just a different skin. But it's nice to have. Oh, it'll probably get whacked, but that's fine. I'll see it anyway. Alright. I need to work through more of these. There's got to be a faster way to do this. Actually. Can I expand? No, I can't expand the vehicle manager. Probably should sort them by industry, because then it would be more more sort of easy to find everything. Oh, there really is one spanner thingy. So what have you got? 6,000. A refrigerator, a microwave, and a toilet. Such luxuries. I think these are meant to be all the final climate equivalents of each other. What are we? We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh. 10. Try again. 10. Actually, how long was that? Oh, close enough. It's going to say like 99% load speed. No, it actually just barely... The game's not even counting it. Alright, you go up there. How does this look? 0? Oh, you become disconnected again. There it goes. It's just immediately sprung back into life. The number of times I've done that is very high. Alright, how are we looking here? You're waiting for a lot of stuff. I'm starting to feel like just using trains is the better option. Oh, that can go. That was my redevelopment of this. Good old Belchy. Alright, how are we looking here? Actually, how are you looking? Not you. You. That seems very confused right now. Why are you doing that? Oh, yeah, that's why. There we go. They're mediocre. Mediocre. Mediocre and mediocre. Okay. I just need to check their stats. Speaking of stats, it's probably had enough a little bit of time. Yeah, 1.5 million now. It's in the positive. It's actually making money again. Jeez. Those trains are actually doing the work. 10 million. I might actually might actually benefit me to use those. The slower trains that are just able to manage more capacity. Alright, how is this doing here? The answer is quite poorly. This was the next traffic thing that I needed to deal with. So one of the things that I did point out that I sort of ignored was this should actually come out like so. Funny enough, 200 is more than enough for this line. But I'll keep it consistent. There. What it basically needs to do there is slide underneath. Probably as soon as it comes out even. It just needs to dive over that way. That's not really... Hang on, let me reset. Let's try over. Do over. There. I wonder if I can get it lower with a bridge. So I do that. That would be level. Probably not low enough. Yeah, because this one is also descending, so it's they're sort of competing with each other. I'm making that real lumpy. Yes, 1%. Yeah, I'll put a bridge in. And then I can have this slide. Oh no, there you go. Oh, that's minus 35%. Okay. I can also just break it away earlier. Like that. there. It's only minus 6%. Now, if I pull that back just a teeny tiny bit, and then swing it round this way. That does work. What's the incline? 10%. %. That means I can get rid of the bridge. There. Alright. I like the look of that. One-way auto sig. I mean, I would like it to pull in a little bit closer, but just easier to do it that way. Yeah, I don't need this line anymore. There. There. Excellent. One little headache dealt with. The other thing too is, yeah, T1, T2. In fact... How much are you carrying? Not a lot. What do you pick up at... What do you have on you? 7 to 90, no coal... Some planks... Sort of one of the guaranteed cargoes is the covered ones. Oh yeah, it's got a lot of steaks. It doesn't use a lot of hoppers, and I don't think it uses a lot of oil. It's mostly boxes and you know, covered goods and steaks, I think. More boats. ES1. See, that one I don't know anything about. I think for this one, it's just power, and it's a little bit cheaper, but it actually wins out on tractive effort. But it's only 120, and I need to bump it to the 160. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we'll say. 9, 10. I did put 10 in there for a reason. And then, where's the steak wagon? There's everything else is just steak. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 602. It's a smidge too long. Well, the game will yell at me if it's a problem. Another tram. Ah, another truck. That changes things. A dual stocks. Yeah, I haven't really found a good solution for picking the cargo for transferring between sites. It seems to be just a matter of sort of predicting whatever is waiting and then just going by that. Another option I was thinking of was having like a pair of trains for each dedicated to each cargo type, or it carries they all carry all cargo types, but then have a pair that are more dedicated to a specific type. And that way, sort of every base is covered, and it's always moving a little bit of something. Jeez, that frame rate. This is probably the biggest killer for endgame Transport Fever 2 is the frame rate. Towns just destroy the game. And that 160. Probably rework this a little bit just so that the high-speed lines and the regular lines stay separated all the way around there. It just gives me an excuse to have 6 tracks. It's like how they all merge here to go through the tunnel to then lit away again the other side. But it's sort of somewhat grounded in reality, is that, you know, pulling all the tracks together to go through a common tunnel, so you only have to dig one hole. At least that's the reality that I'd like to imagine. Still actually going at 160. My thinking is I want to see how far it can go before it gets forced to slow down. There's potentially more tracks are needed here as well. Yeah, I thought there was another one of these. I think that's basically it. Oh, look at that. We're now splitting out and going down. Go underneath the big one here. Still got a lot of trains to replace though. Ooh, lucky that one's peeling away. Actually, that's a basket case for upgrading. Oh, yeah, this side needs to be done as well. Yeah, that's actually tailbacking quite a bit. Also kind of surprised how high this goes. I suppose it's trying to go over that. That's not surprising. It is also a shipping lane that sort of needs to be kept open. Oh yeah, now we hit the regular tracks. Like its own little file. Yeah. Forcing the cars to go down a dirt track. The only downside is the tool's a little touchy. Be a bit of a pain getting it to do what you want it to do. You sort of got to be pixel perfect with where you're clicking. It's such a minor improvement, but it does help. Oh, it's the hoppers or something. or red, and I was like, oh, is that the track shaded? No, it's just the train itself. Should be getting close now. Oh yeah, there it is. So yeah, got to upgrade all of those. There's a lot to do. I feel like it's unmanageable after a while. Yeah, that's what I was worried about, was these things not cycling fast enough. You're an ancient loco too. Look at that. How old is it? 33 years. Not that age really means anything in this game. .744. Yeah, I think it's just the most economical of the choices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then bricks, which is these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Basically as many as it can hold. There. What is that actually? It's 3.3, 2.7, 5,100, 4,200. Oh, it is basically the same train. It's just this one's a little cheaper. I mean, it's a little less power as well, but it is legitimately basically the same thing. I hadn't actually noticed that. And where is it? There it is. So it could go either way. I think it wins out by just being a little bit cheaper. Already upgraded. You're upgraded. Who's not upgraded? T2, T3, T4. Change to Belchy. This one could almost be... it's like... It simplifies things by making it trucks, but in concept I wanted this to be train... it's the last of the train delivered stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think it's 5 of everything else. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Conveniently, that's basically all it can do. Yeah, it just brings up all the goods to here. The poor, sad Peterbilts. Now, what are you, 32? $38 versus 30. 38. I can see the argument for having them. One thing I'm not sure on is if the this thing can still handle it all. Am I even covering everything properly? The answer is probably not. Like, I probably need to run some trucks all around town. Like, look at all this up on the hill. I mean, in saying that, I'm tempted to attempted to discourage such things. Just sort of built all over. You know what? Let's do a little bit of town redevelopment. Get them off the cliff if I can. I just love how I can just wholesale destroy this entire town. Like that. And the hope is that I'll sort of push down this way. I mean, that was originally what I was hoping for. What actually is there? Spanners. Oh, that's commercial. So there's probably residential intermixed in here. Yeah, there is. What I want to do is just tidy this up a little bit. That doesn't matter so much, but yeah, I want the commercial to sort of absorb back into here and get the residential away from the railway line. Because the residential is what contributes to the emissions, or what absorbs the emissions. So having residential right up against the railway line and all the tram stops and all this crap is not very helpful. Yeah, I want to push these sort of back a little bit. I think there's actually a bulldozer mod for this. So like a mega bulldozer lets you demolish all this stuff all at once. And the way I understand it is that each type will always build next to its own type. So residential will always build next to residential. So if I push it back far enough, because there's no residential here, the only commercial will build here. And then what I want to do is delete the commercial from like here. To have it swing around the other side. Problem is, it's sort of just wait. You've got to wait for the town to actually replace it all. End up playing this forever game of whack-a-mole, trying to clean it up. Yeah, see what that does. Oh, a little bit more. Yep, industrial. It's a matter of time to see what it does now. Right, you overload. No, good. There's going to be a giant collapse. Should actually see that over here too. Yeah, where I did the bulldozing. Let's check on this lot as well. See, the residential's pushed back into the commercial zone again. I just got to keep demolishing this stuff back. And this is why I don't really like the idea of having to manage this stuff, is because it's a lot of faffing micromanagement. Oh no, that was fine. Yeah, I need the commercial to push up into there to divide, to act as a dividing line between the industrial. I need you not to be in there. Blam! There we go. Now we won't play the waiting game again. And then I play the Where Was I game. Oh yes. Let's grab you. Oh, you're that train. It's been dutifully doing... This is one of the oldest. It's been dutifully doing this work for a fairly long time. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, next one. Next victim for the chopping block. About there. And there. U2 steel, machine factory, planks, and spanners. There we go. All upgraded now. Alright, how is traffic over this way doing? You're a faster one, aren't you? Yeah. No? You'll be going, you won't be bypassing. Won't be bypassing, I was trying to think of. I was going to say you won't be going through. You'll be going through, but no, you'll be going under technically. I actually need that many tankers too. 66 out of 90. 18, 36, 54, yeah, 5. And hopefully it still fits. Not even close. Nah, not even close. 8.9 loading speed. It's got an actual... No, it doesn't. It actually doesn't have a truck stop here. Burger Hill had some neglect. What are we looking like? See, this is how it really should be distributed. You've got a lot on the residential, you've got the commercial and industrial right against the station, and the residential is all at the other end. That's how it really should be. It's just unfortunate the road layout is absolutely horrific. But we need some trucks. You're on the tram line. We don't want... I don't want trucks near the trams. If I can help it. Yeah, you cover all that. You are actually missing some stuff. I know how to fix that. Potentially. Yes, this thing's not connected anymore. And that's too short. There we go. It's a little bit, it reaches a little bit further. Somehow you're not connected. This is very awkward to position. Gotta place it probably over here, I guess. Let's try 2 and 0 then. Alright. Roads are terrible. Let's make them better. Alright, we want a medium street. Straight. Straight and true. Pull that down about there. A nice curvy road, and then join up to that. You know what? Make it straighter. And dive over. Sort of defeating the purpose of all that effort. That still connects, which we want, and blam. Alright, I want a few of these. It just stops it from overloading. I may need to make that longer, having said all that. But we'll get to that. Then I'm going to want a... That's a tram depot. We want a truck depot. We want something to distribute all around town. And that should cover everything, because the station itself is going to do its own coverage, and this will just get everything that's out of range. we go. Use line. So make that 90 seconds, full load of any. So at least try and fill up. And we'll let that do its thing. For now, though, we need to take a quick break. I got that just in time, the Twitch thing. We're going to take a quick break. Then we're going to continue on. And we're going to continue reviewing probably these things. So, I'm going to find a train to watch. Perhaps this one here. Or even one that goes further. That would work too. As amazing as it is, there we are. T1 to T2 train. Yeah. Train that we can watch. And, hang on, I'll have to leave it there. Yeah, we're going to watch a train while I go take a break and don't go too far. We'll be back in 2 or 3 minutes' time. Don't go too far. I unmute. Alrighty. The coffee is refilled and we're ready to go. Just even getting up and moving around has energized me again. You really do need to get up fairly regularly, get the blood flowing. Shouldn't sit for long periods of time without getting up, moving around, that sort of thing. Where's my buttons? There we go. Bye-bye, train. You were fun while we were watching you. Making your 34 million, which seems kind of low. Oh yeah, we need to fix that. You need a better approach. You need a better oh. Okay. How do you even deal with that? Yes, fresh coffee. I still should point out that I still don't see... well, actually, there has been a little bit, but yeah. Like, I still see nothing there. You know, the tradition remains alive, is that I still don't see half of chat. What I should actually do, and it is my fault, is that... actually, that's a good point, is that why... You're supposed to be working. Actually, I can't see which one that is. That should actually do stuff. Although I should probably, yeah, press the studio mode button. Yeah, overlays top. Follower. That one. What even is that? What even is that one? Oops. No, we want that. That. Oh, it's that thing. Geez, I haven't used that in a long time. Also, how you doing, senior? Senor? Senore papare? Papa? I need to turn that off. I don't really care about the tracker history thing. It just seemed I used to use it, but it was visual clutter. I like how that's how I start, is by just fiddling with things. What does that one do? Oh, that's that. Yeah. Just a lot of that stuff just became gimmicks that only if I suppose it doesn't hurt. It's a bit 2015, I think. It's sort of the baiting engagement circa 2015. Alright. Did I see a new thingy? Thought I saw a new thingy. Just point out there's way too many of these things. Oh yeah, the Fuxing does up to 400. We don't get a relative speed of 840 to each other. Oh, they passed at 420. Being the time that it was introduced, it was probably coincidental. I've never got the 420 thing. You know, just as a side note. Was watching another a few days ago, and he started a stream with Elgato video capture refusing to work. I've had that happen before. It's usually because the HDMI cable comes loose, though. Although that's to the other thingy, not the Elgato. It's the AV media capture. Mainly because the AV media one is vastly and objectively superior. I might be a fanboy of AV Media though. There we are. You are all going to be that. So what do you go from? 144 to 140. It's just it's a direct upgrade. It's just a direct upgrade. I still don't know where the Atlantique is though. And this thing. I seem to remember there was like a drop down or something. It might have been a mod only thing. There was like a drop down. I don't know. I think the AV media thing could be used to digitize VHS. I used to with the old capture card. That was why I bought it back in like 2010 or something. It was a very nice... it was an analog and digital. It did 1080i digital. There it is. This one. If I can click on it. Why are you slowing down? Because you're stuck behind a slow train. Yeah, it did 1080i HDMI, but it also did 1080i components, which interestingly enough was sort of the end of HD analog. HD analog was actually a thing that existed for a fairly brief time, in the form of component signal. You have your three cables. But it also did composite and S-video. That's the long-winded way of getting to the point. There's better ways of doing it now for digitizing VHS though. These days, what you would do is get something like a Doomsday duplicator. Because the best way to capture a tape is to capture the raw... So, the signal that's actually written to the tape... actually, as a side note with S-Video, hang on to those cables because they're actually really hard to get. They basically don't exist anymore. Cherish them. I ran into that problem a year or two ago. I needed a S-Video cable for something, and because one of mine wore out, and I just couldn't find any. There were like cheap knockoff ones, like you could get the cheapo ones, but you couldn't get good ones anymore. So yeah, treasure them. But yeah, the RF signal that's written onto the tape, you want to capture that directly and then digitally decode it and convert it back into video. The analog chain for decoding the video inside most VCRs is either it's aging and needs full refurbishment. A lot of machines need full capacitor replacements at this point. And otherwise, you need either a very top-end machine, or even then, the components are the way the circuit is set up works against you. And that's because it has low-pass filters for EMC compliance and FCC compliance, and equivalent standard body compliance. Which does degrade the signal slightly. There's, I think it's the, one of the 8-bit machines. I don't think it's the Commodore. It might be like the Coco or something. There's a whole bunch of resistor capacitor networks you can pull out of it, and it makes the picture considerably sharper. At the cost of the thing radiating EMI considerably more. How does one rip VHS properly then? probably at this point in this era, in this day and age, something like a Doomsday Duplicator would be the way. To like actually do it properly, you need a pretty high-end machine. You need a time-based corrector. There's a whole lot of support equipment that you need to do the actual capture. Time-based correctors a must. Otherwise, being tape, the timing of the signal is not nice and continuous. Especially now, a lot of them are stretched. The signals are starting to degrade on the actual tape, and modern digital equipment is not as good at dealing with the sloppy timing of analog tape now. Early digital stuff was a lot better at it. I mean, it was always a problem, but it's much worse now. Like as soon as the V-Syncs aren't really exactly where they're meant to be, yeah, send it to a company is probably better at this point. I'm speaking this experience as well because I used to do it. That's why I've got so many machines, and like all my stuff's just. I have some pretty high-end stuff, and it just can't compete with a Doomsday Duplicator. Or there's another one as well, which captures like the raw hi-fi audio. It has multiple channels, and it just does a better job because it just bypasses all those circuits. The Doomsday built into the high-quality backups of analog information contained on the laser. Yeah, it was originally made for laser discs, but it works with pretty much anything now, analog. Yeah, you bypass the electronics. That's actually another one too, is laser discs, the analog electronics within it that decode the signal degrade it considerably. It's funny too, laser discs. On paper, they're amazing. In practice, they're kinda not. There's one I saw that took VHS. Yeah, that was really popular at one point. There was a few, I think, Panasonic machines, combo machines, that were actually... They had, like, quite a good analog front end. And it would digitize it reasonably well. It just happened to be this sweet spot. But you had to have those specific... You sort of had to be in that specific time frame to get a hold of it. What was I doing? 200, 160, 100. I don't think... Is it worth it though? The speed dance. I think I mean, this thing pulls 220 for the same running costs. So I don't think it's worth it. I think, actually, how long are you? How long are you, even? You're 283. For, top speed of 200. Then for a playset... It's 193. Uh, 234. It has potential. It's a dumb idea of mine. What was it? 283. And does 200 versus 193, so it's 7Ks off. That one straight up does 200 for 124. But two of them together is too long. I'm going to try one. AK is going to be the experimental child. You're going to do an experiment for me. Going to be my Mega Metroliner. Because yeah, these should all be 320. The running cost, oh, it's a little bit more expensive. Yeah, another one's coming in. There's an argument to have more platforms, but at the same time, it probably doesn't help. Just forcing the trains to wait helps stagger them out a little bit. As a bit of a side note, I've been meaning to get a Doomsday duplicator for myself for a while now. Although there was another one I was specifically looking at. There's a tailback there as well. I can't argue with the results of that one. I never told you to go to all stops. Now, getting back to the topic at hand, you need to get on the other side. If I remember rightly, this was a real bugger of a thing to get to. Yeah, it just really didn't want to play nice. Unless it was specifically in this specifically position. Yeah, even those bridge pillars just don't want to play nice. Potentially try and, like I did with the other one, try and run it underneath and then bridge, or replace this with a bridge and run it underneath and see what happens. But I have a feeling it'll be a similar result to the last time. Oh, not. Oh, no. I guess it might play nice. It's funny talking about the VHS capture. Adam Savage was recently at was it one of the archives? I think it was Paramount Archives. I've genuinely forgotten. It was looking at all their stored formats. Ew, that's very annoying. And showing off some of the more archival ones you wouldn't normally see. Alright, I'll just wait for that train to get out of the way. There we go. Get all this out of the way. Doesn't really need two tracks anymore, because it's only the one train going back and forth. Was that 16%? It's a bit of an aggressive rise, but I think it'll be okay.
And the game does sort of lean into the whole aggressive incline. These VHS servers are worth doing archival restoration, or just have a pile of VHS? Depends on the company. Some of them do a really good job. Others legitimately are just fly-by-night, you know, pile of players and cheap capture cards. When that used to be super common back in the 2000s, they just have like a really basic capture setup. It was... When you see how bad some of the jobs are, even what you would think were fairly professional outfits were pretty poor. It's some of the stuff that was converted, it was almost offensive how poor the quality was. Here and there, okay. Auto sig me up, baby. Maybe not that way. Thankfully, I turned auto sig off when I was doing that. All right, that descends down. This one's a bit annoying to deal with. Wife has some old VHS with sentimental value, but Mum may have movies that are just unobtainium on more modern formats. A lot of, you say that, a lot of those TV serials from the 70s, 80s apparently don't exist. When they were broadcast, and then, particularly if they're from smaller companies, you know, they've been absorbed by bigger companies and everything's just lost. I mean, they probably do have material that exists. It's just that, you know, it's just tied up in a big vault somewhere. Okay. Just thinking. There. I forgot that button existed. Yeah, documentaries, that's a good one. What if I convert? Yeah, 39. Yeah, that's a bit slow. What about you? 80. It's not the worst. There used to be some really great, quirky documentaries back in the day. Especially now when you get a lot of retconning. It's useful to have the older information because it, you know, it may be more accurate, or it may be. It's also trying to think. I mean, potentially, it's useful to have as something representative of before more knowledge coming out, even. Some of those things can't find a small production, basically personal projects. It's sort of what YouTube replaced. It's funny too, you say that, is that I have one which is just a random documentary on the town of Broome in Western Australia. It's not particularly, it's kind of like a tourist brochure in a way. It's just this little low budget thing that just exists. And for the time, it was probably pretty decent. Like a little video travel brochure for Broome. Yeah, that's the other thing too with licensing. Especially for Germany, because Germany can be pretty hard-nosed when it comes to music licensing. There we go. Just give you a dedicated line. It's actually arguably worth saving YouTube videos like that. Because, you know, for whatever reason, it could end up being deleted at any point in the future. It's like, what was his name? He had a lot of Factorio videos, and then he deleted his entire channel out of nowhere. I genuinely can't remember his name now. It's stuff. That's one example that I remember circa Factorio time. Oh, there's the Mega Metro liner. And it's not an isolated thing. It happens all the time. For all the different genres. I'm also loving the fact that the people are just transferring through the goods building and then sort of melding through the floor to then pop up over here to get onto the platform. The way around that is by building a station building. You see how there's these little underground paths? It shows where the underground paths are. And so the game just sort of shoves these in here. And yeah, over here as well. And they'll just sort of phase through the platform. Can I actually put... I never really thought to do this. No. You can't put underpasses on goods platform. VGG? No, it was pre-VGG. They did it in response to something really dumb. It was like a Twitter post. And it was like, this is my statement of solidarity, and they deleted everything. It was back when that, remember, jeez, that's a throwback. Remember when people would go to pieces over just the dumbest things and just make these huge sweeping decisions, like over just a single tweet, and be like, I'm going to purge everything that I've ever done and you know, screw everyone else out of this flavor of the moment thing going on. Trying to get Z to look at the make everything without any real luck. I'm not surprised. The funny thing is that mine is now the simplest. Have you seen the logic that goes into some of them now? Particularly the Autocrafters? Ironically, I still haven't figured out a convenient... Well, not so much convenient. A bulletproof Autocrafter system that's scalable. That I really like. I think I've actually said hi to Zistu in a long time too. I should do. You reminded me. Now I'm committed to go say hi to him. Used to do that regular. Maybe that's something I need to do is just actually go hang out. I don't hang out in channels anymore. I probably should do that again. Best idea I have come up with requires state as well as state tracking. Yeah, and that I think that's the similar problem that I'm having, because I want defined states But I also want it to be able to, you know, there are certain states that it gets into, and I want it to be able to fall back to a reset state, which is it comes back to a type of what I guess you would call defensive design. I'm trying to think of the specific term. It's like fail-safe design, and it's probably the one thing that works against me is that I'm trying to come up with these defensive designs, and it makes it a lot more work than just throwing things at the wall. Yeah, fail gracefully. It's I've heard it as a few different things. It's like defensive programming or fail-safe engineering, fail-safe design. Because when something fails, you want it to fail into a known safe state. It's like I'm just plucking an example at random, like an elevator cable snapping. You want it to it failed, and you want it to fall into a state that's safe in the form of a bunch of clamps that clamp down and stop it from free falling. Or you know, a traffic light controller, it fails with every light being green. You don't want that. Something that hits closer to home would be because I designed an EV torque controller once, a throttle controller. Having it not fail in a way that makes it just peg the motor at 100% output is surprisingly hard to do. Okay, yeah. Being able to fail gracefully is all about being able to more or less keep working as it fails. Yeah. See, so I would have lumped those two together. Whereas I see the differentiation though, or the difference, the distinction. Wow, I'm struggling with those words today. How's this looking as also? Yeah, but what I was getting to was that fail-safe is having it when something when it catastrophically stops or fails the system, it goes to a safe state. And fail gracefully is sort of coercing it there as it's failing. Yeah, you're not trying to figure it out after the fact. It's entirely possible I've been doing fail gracefully, just not really cognizant of it. Let us, however, do some stuff and junk. Such as replacing that bridge for no reason whatsoever. As I whip the camera around wildly and frantically. How is this actually doing now? Seems pretty alright. If I say so myself, I'd say it's working. Yeah, so it's graceful, fail graceful. It's a way of keeping it in a functioning state, rather than just crashing out and that's the end of it. Why are you so far behind on stuff? That's interesting. Oh, it's probably because of bringing in a lot of other stuff. I mean, that thing's really, really cranky. It fails spectacularly. it can be fun, but also can be kind of annoying. It's like my AMD motherboard. It failed spectacularly. Unfortunately, it had a Athlon XP in it that that's another thing that I need to check up on. I need to see if that processor still works, or if it did indeed receive the full force of 12 volts. Because when those capacitors blow, that's part of a switching supply, part of the CPU switching supply to knock the voltage down further, some of those capacitors. And potentially they saw a voltage rise as a result, or much of the motherboard would have seen a voltage rise. Actually, does it even have a VRM on it? I don't know that. No, it does. Yeah, it's like 1.8 volts or something. No, 2. I forget what they ran on. Because it didn't have Athlon XPs didn't have an EPS 12 volt like a Pentium 4 did. I don't know if it actually has a VRM on it, or a CPU regulator on it, not a VRM. I suppose VRM's technically true. Alright, we're going to skip the transfer ones for now. You're happy, you're not happy. Gonna play the replace all the stupid trains game. Even if I am replacing them with something that technically is worse. Other people suffer fail spectacularly, not having to do my stuff to it. It has its advantage. Hey, these ones are only bad. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Asianometry has some fantastic videos on. He does, yes. He does some really nice video essays. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The old GG ones are a little obsolete. Mill 1, boxes. It'd be even better if these never go old. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Really kind of insane was in a modern CPU. It's the the 2 nano or the sub 10 nanometer UV stuff is wild, with the liquid tin dispersion stuff going on. What was it? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I think the problem with this one is that it's not actually picking anything up anymore. Solution? Make a third. Yeah, you got 4 lines to work with there. And the other thing that I keep saying is, I don't know where they go. Eurodual, 27 million. And a tram. See, there's just a whole mix of things going on here. I'll have let's look at what T1, T3, not a lot. And T3, not a huge amount either. It's probably because there's so many trains, it's able to deal with it. Right, floop it up for power. Eurodrill 7, 160, 25 versus 4. Dual mode for passenger and freight. We operate electrically and with diesel electrical combination. 500 kilonewtons of torque or tractive effort. That actually seems pretty decent. I don't remember where it sits in the tier list. I'd have to look at it again. But that seems perfectly competent for a big freight train. Let's see, what do we want? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 seems to be 6 to 7 seems to be about right. 6, yeah, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because there's 5 cargo types, so 1 for every cargo type plus 1 or 2 spare. I might do 2 spare just in case. I'm on the fence about it. I can't decide. Yeah, it's the hill climbing power. And then power is just how fast it accelerates. But this thing, technically, I do have some hill climbing, so it is useful in that regard. That's the where I see it as advantageous. I mean, they're all basically in the same class. And it is slightly cheaper running costs, which is good. 6,000? 7,000, yeah. Slate, going to bed? Alright, have a good one, take a bear. Oh, how did I know I'm stalling from going to bed, but how did the shoulder go? You did manage to get to sleep eventually? And the follow-up to that is, hopefully it doesn't aggravate you tonight as well. And yeah, it's like 6 of these, so, you know, double of each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, can I manage to spot this thing? There you are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4. Just 4. 1, 2. Okay, just 2. Just 2 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think most of the stuff was stake wagons. Going between 1 and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's mostly empty. Currently fixated and sleeping is awkward. Yeah, it's not actually moving much of anything. T1, T4 is really heavy duty though. Geez, this loop, it's pretty wide, but it's still very slow. What are you, T1, T3? It's not moving much though. Oh, you're also T1, T3, which is probably not helping. Oh, those are actually really new. What are you? What is 1 and 2? A little bit of everything. Oh, you're right here. You're stuck here. Yeah, I was saying train traffic is a bit of a thing as well. Yes, it is a bit of a thing. Right, what's T1, T2 here? It's again, not much of anything specific. There's not really much point replacing those. They're already sort of done. Other than maybe to it's actually using it. Sort of. One of these has got to be fairly busy. It's doing alright. It's already 7 years old. So what trains are missing then? 1 and 4. 2 and 4. Those haven't been done. 2 and 4. Just bread. Right, Eurodual. So we get motorized chair, that'll help with the recovery. Ooh, that's like fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, if nothing else, just more of those always helps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Maybe another one of them. Now I'm going to play the clicky game. Shuffling it all the way down. The fact that there's a lot of hoppers is troubling me. See, conceptually I'd like the tankers away from the loco. Because that's how it would actually be. But part of me doesn't want to shuffle all that stuff. 2 to 4 and then 3 to 4. Okay, so most of these are actually upgraded already. I think these are starting to look a little beat down. Yeah, they're starting to look a little beat down now. Everyone except for you. What have we got? What am I using? I think I'm using those 22. And those are 23. There's a 1x loading speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, this loco list is starting to thin out. I think this is now... Yeah, so like all the... Oh no, 2025 for that one. Retirement. But all these are basically evergreen. Ooh, what do we got here? Oh, that's pretty wild looking. Achtung, cookies! That's quite a thing. What do we want? Top speed. I mean, this thing's still pretty good. 312, 7. I think it's still a winner because it just out-accelerates any other option. Yeah, it's kind of the way it goes. It's more the cookie thing, though, for me. The thing just aggressively won't let me look at it unless I accept cookies. It's a bit of the unintended consequences of the cookie thing, cookie consent. It's a bit of a toss-up between the VR103 and the Euroduel. Yeah, they both came at the same time. I do like how busy this station is too. At 40 frames a second. Just feels like a central station. Or like a hub, like a main city station. Now, one of the things that I was sort of procrastinating on, and I sort of said I wanted to do, wow, 312. I actually need to get you linked into that. I would like to get the track out of the city. So I think it is... Yeah, well, mine's 50% still pretty good. But I would like to still get it out of there. Maybe pull it further this way over, get it up higher, and link it into up here. Hey, newbie! Have a good one, Tucker. You're back. Oh, that's got a lot of people waiting. Yeah, we're just about to, and that's got a lot waiting. Look at it go. It's very, the amount of passengers is very surgy. It, like, goes up and down a lot. I've found. Alright, let's do a little bit of rework here. Diesel trains active? I think I still have a few. For freight, they would be. Oh no, there is the diesel multiple unit running one of the small lines. The 125. Which I think was doing pretty well. And yeah, there's a few SD140, SD40s? SD40 still going along. Yeah, these 10 million. It's making those lines. These things here are making those lines. They're the only reasons why those lines are profitable. Otherwise, I probably should use that one. Yeah, I think part of it, the surge, is because the trains are hunting in packs again. Ah, balls. If they were more evenly distributed, it shouldn't be as... like, it should be more consistent and less surgy. Just blow up all the trees to bulldoze the tunnel. Yeah, I want to peel this all the way back. Thank you, autosave. As a side note, I was actually... I can't remember if I mentioned this. I had a look at what the narrowest Megalomaniac map would look like if I was to do it as a desert-style theme. And it's like 52 kilometers long. It's absolutely massive. Ah, I pushed onto the wrong line. Alright. Let's take it all the way back to there. What do you start at? You start at 7. Yeah, there's probably some tram stuff going on there as well. And you end at 23. Where am I looking right now? Ah, there. I was completely confused. What interferes with that? Everything. All of this to avoid connecting up the last of the industries. Ah, I did it again. I hate it when the game makes those little poopy bits of line. Speaking of, that shouldn't be there. Surges when differences in frequency between different lines happen to line up. Yeah, I think it lines up with people trying to transfer between the two regular passenger lines. That's part of where it goes on. Because there are people coming from like up here down to here and here down to here that then transfer to go back to Ripon. Or actually, they can just go direct. But there's people that want to go from Tavistock here. They need to go transfer at Twatton to then go to Ripon. For example. And if the train's already full, then they get stuck. Like, it doesn't transfer the people. Like, people don't get on board, and so they just slowly build up over time. That's one of the examples that I've sort of specifically noticed. Alright, that's fine. Do I care about the tunnel there? Sorta. Yeah, might as well. Ooh, the snacks. Now the real question is there enough space? Because what I need is like, you know, 4, 5. There might not be enough space. Yeah. So much more capacity for a branch, but not enough for the main. Like, yeah. I don't know if you hear when I pointed it out, but the or called it out, but the this town here actually has a bit of a problem getting over to Twatton. Yeah, so it's on the 78%. Whereas, in theory, Ripon could benefit from it, but it's already at 100%. It's interesting that Tavistock to itself is only 3%. I still don't really understand what that means. Yeah, that gets too close. So now, regrettably, I get to do this all over again. Does beg the question how I'm going to do the T4 overpass. And I probably should figure that out now rather than later, because it comes out wide and it used to slide down there. So I might need to shuffle it over even further. And perhaps use that spacing as my guide for the 6 tracks. Jeez, you would not do this in hard mode. This is so expensive in hard mode. Yeah, I figure as much. But the one I have for traveling within the town, I think can't. Well, yeah, you can't really compete with walking, can you? So yes, this would be at the freight line, then 1, 2, 3, 4. And the question remains, what is your top speed? Not that. Oh, you're only 180. What are you, 180? You go to 300, okay. I need to keep an eye out for that, actually. That'll slow down the high-speed trains. Can you not do that, but game? I'd like to... Honestly. 321's the maximum speed. Yeah, that's perfectly capable of doing what it should. I mean, the eventual plan was to add that extra little branch line in. That was part of doing this little remodel. Just to sort of help deal with traffic in general. So yeah, so that's at least got a little bit of room there. It's probably not enough, but meh. $6.59. Australian Electric passenger line? Sure. I mean, it still has the electrified wires. Over here is one. So this is where this terminus station pulls in. The high speed and the express train and the regular train comes in here, and then these. Well, one of these is dedicated to this little line here. And it comes all the way down, just cuts through that tunnel, that mountain. Has a bit of a dramatic overpass. And then comes in over here. Where is the trains? Oh, there they are. There. It's sort of this way because I didn't have these vehicles enabled from the deluxe version. Which is why I didn't have access to them. Because before this it had the Metro liner, which was electric, but this is, I think, a little better. So yeah. So that just bounces between those two towns. And this terminus is the same as well, so do that. The little the diesel line comes in here, and then the high speed and the regular electric lines come in there. So if I was to zoom out on the map, it just goes between these two cities. And then over here is a second one. It goes between these two. Yeah, I can do a trip. I just need to plug this back in first to get it all working again. It's always fun doing the first person view. Yeah, I just need to plug this in first. Why are you... Oh, that's why you're colliding. There we go. Because otherwise the trains will all jam up and get grumbly. Hunger Games Arena. I mean, a non-electrified train on a non-electrified... Oh, all of the trackers electrified. Because, yeah, pretty much at one point I had pretty much exclusively electric trains. Uh, 370, that's more than enough. We're at the Hunger Games Arena. Now, because of the trains being all shuffled all over the place, I'm going to need one of these to get it all back in order. Assuming it'll let me. Sometimes it's just very cantankerous about placing these crossovers in. And it's just like, no, you shall not place this thing. Although sometimes it'll do it if you're off, particularly on a curve. If you offset them slightly, sometimes that does it. I mean, I don't need a big one. I just need something. Yeah, they're all sort of... Because they're peeling away at different lengths, that means that there's a bit of funny business going on. The game has a bit of funniness with the nodes when they're mismatched. It usually means... That usually is what leads to that. There we go. Finally does it. As I say, it's not something that needs to be perfect. Because it's only 167 going through, but it's just to make sure trains get to where they're supposed to be. Like that depot needs a bit of work as well. Uh, 180 is fine. And swing around. 180. They top out at 160, so 180 is plenty fast enough. Now you're going to kick out super wide. You're going to be 40%. Bring it down to about 30 there. Pillar collision, but that's fine. Oh, you're still a bridge pillar collision. Try that one. It may just be too wide. Oh no, that works. A nice giant ass cable stay bridge. $146. A little tight, but it works. And the old depot still here. They're about there. I probably should have done the signals first, but oh well. Who's still complaining? Oh, you're not connected. If I wanted to get really fancy, I could use one of the gantries. I'll use this to place it down first, and then I can put a gantry in. It's just a lot of faff though to set up a gantry. I could be using autosig here, but it's, again, a bit of faff. Mainly because this bit here sort of complicates the issue. That can then go out. Sort of just stops dead there. Okay, that's kind of works. 1, 2, and 2. They're all a bit wonky, but it's 1:30 a.m. So you need to sleep soon. Gee, that's late. And here I am heading towards lunchtime. Why didn't you build that? Anyway, you go there. Alright, we nearly got this thing done. And then we can ride one of those. There we go. That signal's wrong. Oh, there goes the whole track. And that signal's wrong now. Wrong track too. So up, up, back, back, up, back. Yeah, up, up, back, back. There we go. And yeah, and if I'm lazy, I just connect this into here somewhere. Like that, and like that. And that should stop complaining. Except for those trains which have no path. Because you're pushed onto the freight line. Oh, that's right. You... For that, it needs a path across here. Right, have a good night, newbie. And then you need a path across... Yeah. Right, it's just a fairly intense amount of mental gymnastics going on. Ah, there we go. And you're happy. Right, so these should wrangle themselves into life fairly quickly. All that overhead wiring. A90, the Metroliner. Autosave. Alright, let's see what happens. How fast are you going? 82, 83 and rising. That's not right. I guess those crossovers have worked to make things more complicated. I could do waypoints and all that, but how are you still over there? Okay then, fine. Oh, that's why. They should be that way. That's why there's a gap there. Up, up, back, back. There we go. That should make him happy now. One's beating the other. And yeah, so that's intense traffic. What I was going to say was the Scantry thing. So yeah, this thing has these like full sort of with support stuff, and then you got these overhead ones. For some reason that doesn't have a graphic. Yeah, the ones with, I forget which one the G is. Gantry header. Gantry header, 4-aspect gantry header. I don't know why it's D though. Oh, I think it's meant to point the other way. A building demolished. And stuff's actually in assets. Yeah, like that. Is there anything that would put a dent in the budget? Maybe flatten the entire map. Now, the thing that I remember with this is it was really difficult to get to actually line up all the way across. Mid-span, I think Yeah, because it's not actually locked into the parallel track. So I need to tweak it a little bit. Hopefully, it doesn't get too complainy. I mean, it shouldn't. It's more than smooth enough. Argument to be made that that should also be there too. And then... Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And you go there. Then we have a reverse. Then a blank. That's... Actually, no. That's actually the... Oh, I remember playing this game of you can't demolish the thing once you placed it, because there's like a tiny little pixel that you got to know to delete. Left, left blank, right, blank. There. You gotta play Pixel Hunter. Find where the element to actually delete it is. There it is. Here somewhere. See how tiny it is? Now what occurred to me is I may actually want to double. There we go. And then, we're not done yet. Where is it? That one. I want to be really pedantic about it. That would be a 4 aspect, and this would be a 3 aspect. But I'm just going to make them all 4s. And yeah, then conceivably, let's make that a one way and just make it a double. MS Paint Pixel Sniper. And so now, we can get rid of the ground ones. And for about 15 minutes of faffing, I now have a nice overhead signal gantry. I can fix this now too. Except that the signals are blocked by the overhead pylons. That was a fuel train. It's also a bit of a thing that the signals sort of double aspect as their natural state. Because yeah, in the normal game, they go from stop to caution to clear. Whereas to make the double aspect work, it's kind of pulling double duty of yeah, so like it has that and then clears pretty much straight away. Like, it has the the caution aspect, but it doesn't actually have the double caution. Like, I don't think the game has the capability of double caution normally. It doesn't know what's happening 2 signals ahead. Gee, that thing's going. It's going somewhere in a hurry. But at least I can say that I did the gantry thing. Alright. Let's progress. U-161. That's a little slow for my liking. Let's pull it through to here. Yeah, and then I need to link it up to that. I have a sneaking suspicion it might need to break away a little bit sooner. But also sort of hang out there. I just need it to not snap into that. Now it does a bit of that, and hopefully I can peel it in half. And then pull back to there. I would really need to lock onto that for very long too, just pull away like that. Yeah, well, I just got distracted. Is anything? No, nothing uses that. I was just like, hang on, why am I trying to... I'm potentially going around a track that doesn't do anything anymore. Yeah, this is ancient stuff. Potentially reuse it. It might be too tight though. As I was saying, it's potentially too tight. $216. I really only need 200. If I'm being realistic. Oh, do I slot it in between and then slide into that platform? Yeah, I really don't want to do that. It's down a bit. It feels like one of those future me problems that I don't want to deal with. I mean, it drops down a little bit. Yeah, I think the answer is ultimately make it go on the other side. Should really have some double track too. Preferably on the correct side. Yeah, one day I'll learn. Yeah, you're limited by this bridge now. I'm gonna have to check all those. Alright, let's open up this line. Ripon goes to 3. I think that is. Yep, 3. I mean, they'll all sort of share each other. Tavistock. Yeah, slides into there. Alright, and then what we want is a multiple unit of some kind. How does that look? 200 for 198 for 6. That's actually impressive. And you do 2 of them for 300 for 12. Whereas that's yeah, that one's considerably longer. Jeez, Dual Stocks is actually looks pretty good. It's actually competitive with the other locos. I'm pretty sure, because it's 200, 190. Yeah, that is actually pretty close. And you can just add 2. Got that button. There we go. What was it? Ripon. If I can spell it. What are you waiting for? Oh. Train's moving. Oh, you slowed down for some reason. Should we pegged it like, oh, you're up to, I thought it was 175. No, that's actually happy at 300. I thought these had a limit. 320. Okay. Yeah, that's 100. Oh, okay, I might have looked at the wrong one. I was hovering. I might have been hovering the wrong one or something. So, unless I'm just actually confused, because I swear I saw it said like 180. Itran. One way. Oh, there's a thingy honking. The Doppler effects as I pan around it. G2 curvature splines everywhere. Spline all the things. This might take a little while to really get good. Yeah, I didn't even consider those. You? What are you? Well, bring up this 11 million versus 6. So it's near as makes no different half. It's actually more than half by not a small margin. Loading speed 24 times. Similar, like slightly less cargo. Slightly more top speed, similar length. 9,600 power. That's the one thing it's got going for it. Is a lot of power. But I have a feeling the better option. Yeah, that's 220. And I can stack two of these together. It's pretty cheap. Yeah, you. I want to look at you for a moment. It's one of those things. Got to make sure that the high-speed line actually runs high speed. Bash through the trees. Yeah, that one looks like it's going. I think it might have just been some of the path weirdness that's now sorted. $240, $46. $250, $255, $230. Caught up to something slow. Bit of a ropey tunnel there. We're on semaphores now. Yeah, there it is. There's a slow train. It's funny how it's so fast, it's even overtaking as it comes in. What are you worth? 9 million. Versus 6. It potentially still wins out just through sheer power. There's actually a lot of people going to that tram stop too. Since they're all bad. What are they? Those 27, 43, 37. 6 times, 4 times, 5 times. I think that one was a pretty good one too. It's for high capacity. Yeah, either of those two. I think that's the winner though. I think town traffic is, I mean, it looks alright, but I think it is starting to build though. Seems very much like a late game thing traffic. I mean, there isn't even an overlay for it. Yeah, like most of it's pretty clear though. It's like this bridge is the only thing that's really busy. And the only reason it's busy is because I put a truck stop on the bridge. Which is a bit mean. Even that's all cleared up now. Look at that. You'd hardly know there was a huge traffic jam here. That was surprisingly easy to solve. I didn't even use all of the monstrosity that I set up. Oh, how is this looking now? Excellent. See, the commercials spun around in front of the station. I still want to contain the residential, though. It's one of those things. As long as I keep smacking the residential down, it should keep it under control. It's even filled in that. Yeah, I need the commercial to not be there. You can stay as industrial, that's fine. Commercial should appear over here, not residential. Bad game. Bad town. Keep pushing it further over. I don't know if I can do much more than that though, because there is a cap to how much commercial you can have, or a cap of how much of each you can have. And it's a transport game, not a city building game. Otherwise, I don't know where to take it from here, where to improve on it, because I've sort of... I mean, there's a lot of fighter points that I can do, but I don't know where to take it from here. I'm not actually sure what to do next. And there's a lot of things that I could do, it's just all busy work though. And this is sort of the problem I have with the Transport Plus City. Yeah, we're just a city smasher. Yeah, like I got the goods going on. I mean, it could potentially be delivering 100% of everything. Like Spanners isn't really achieving what it could be achieving. It's just work though. A whole lot of faff. I say that because it's almost time to end, and yeah, I'm struggling to think of what to do for next time. Other than maybe just link up some trucks, but I just sort of don't want to do it is the problem. I mean, that's not really working the way it should. Sort of everything's falling apart a bit in that regard. Maybe some more dedicated trains. Spend 70 billion. Because there's 1 to 4 I could do more with. I'm not quite sure how it makes money though, because there's just so much money being printed by moving stuff back and forth. Doesn't really make a lot of sense. I mean, but there's probably a few things to be done with improving tram networks and that sort of thing. Seeing how that one does, other than being in the hole. I mean, I sort of figured it wouldn't be a particularly profitable one, because it's already covered elsewhere. I suppose the next thing that I could do is really optimize the towns. That's the next potential thing. Maybe make this one built out properly, because I'm only kind of using... Yeah, see, that's not really doing anything at the minute. Build it out properly and have it actually do stuff. Link up the stations. And yeah, generally spend 70 billion. That's going to be a future me problem. Now me problem is, I think, what's for lunch? What a mess. Mess of trucks. Very bad. Something that's like stainless steel, it doesn't really show how battered it is. Takes a long way, but goes very fast. Just make a dedicated high speed from one end of the map to the other. It'd be good to do that on a bigger map. I forget what size map this is. Very large. Because yeah, I am interested in doing another map using the desert and do the either very large again or I don't know if I want to do Megalomania because it's 50 kilometers. It's really big. Yeah. Yeah, I think that the last thing to do is really just a bit of town tweaking and maybe connect more stuff up. Link up more trains. Just make these... I don't want to rebuild them again. It's so laggy. It's hard to rebuild them. How is this actually doing? See, it's not even receiving most of their stuff. Oh. Making trucks work is just so hard. I think the answer is just break it up into multiple smaller ones. Maybe, I don't know if it's possible to get some kind of blueprint for it. I just send out 2 more, because I think it's only going down to there and back. Away they go. God, it's like the harbour in City Skylines, if you remember that, where just all the trucks from every industry on the map would all conjugate around the harbour, and so you'd end up with this massive tailback of trucks picking up cargo to take to the industries. But it's the same old problem, is that they're all trying to go to the same bay, and it just blocks everything up. It's going to go all the way down to the end. Yeah, it just picks the first one, so it blocks everything. In theory, it's meant to be... the reason I made it longer was to deal with it, but it seems like it doesn't actually... making the bay longer. Like, it's still... the truck still stops at the back. So I need to make it, like, 2 tiles longer even again. And there really isn't much more you can do to these things to improve them. Really need to set your direction of flow through these bays. The default of... yeah, it's just bad. You can't... there's not enough to really improve on it. Like, adding extra outputs and, you know, waypoints and things definitely helped. But, yeah, everything has to move anti-clockwise. And its rules are kind of annoying. I mean, getting these grouped up here has definitely helped. And there's some conflicts here that could really be fixed. Shouldn't be stopping in the middle when they're 2 trucks long. Yeah, you'd think they'd be going down to the end. But if anything, I've got a an output buffer. Big train trying to make trucks look bad. That's really what it's telling me, isn't it? Is that I should be using trains or boats or something. Speaking of boats... yeah. It's good for bulk. There's an argument almost to be made for using boats to, because it runs down the water line, use boats to transfer goods between those sites. The problem with linking trains in, and the reason why I started leaning on trucks, is that after a little while, it gets really difficult to connect more trains into. I think it's this one. It's sort of starting to... was it? No, it wasn't this one. But it's got 2 in there, and so, yeah, the train's stopping. It needs more input. But because it's going from 2 different sides, it can't really do that. And then you've got the hill here, which just complicates things. The other way to improve it is to have more lanes, more tracks this side. I think it's actually over here. This one, like I've really min-maxed the tracks that are possible here. And it uses, you know, row strategies, and it's really at the limit of what's possible. I mean, I could probably throw more at it if I really tried. But they always stop there for some reason. It never ends. Just look at them go. What you want, isn't it? Just yeah, high-speed freight flying around. Anyway, I need to end here. So let's see what we got. It's kind of weird, actually. I don't have a lot of people on it. There's not many people I know that are on this time. It's actually because the times have changed. Like even some of Red Circuit aren't even on yet. Like Wally would normally be on by my 11 AM, but now the time shifted. It's 1 PM. It won't be on for another hour. Go say hi to Jamorian. It's usually, if all else fails, just go say hi to Jamorian. Even, actually, where's Evil Reyes been? I haven't seen him in a while. Yeah, let's go say hi to Too Legit. We haven't said hi to Too Legit in a while. He's doing some Path of Exile too, but he does a lot of Oxygen Not Included. So let's go over and say hi to him while he's doing his PoE. He was doing a an Oxygen Not Included run yesterday. I forget what it was. I sort of blanked out. I was only half paying attention. Grab one of those raid messages. We'll get ready to paste it into his chat, or just grab any of the quality emotes if you're a subscriber. Otherwise, go throw something to his chat. Go say hi. It's definitely worth checking out Too Legit. Does a lot of Oxygen Not Included, as I say, and a few other things. He's generally a cool guy. Otherwise, make sure you hit some of those links. There's the YouTube for the VOZ. There's Discord coming out there. The Twitter, which is the X, which is the Twitter still. And other than that, thank you for watching. Appreciate you all being here. And shall see you next time.